Yo, what's up guys, I'm back with a review for you guys. This time we have another one of my heroes. Now obviously, like I said in the other videos, I'm going to try and get a lot of hero reviews out for you guys, obviously, because they're in everyone's champions packs, SBCs, etc, stuff like that. So, I thought I'm going to try and get as many as possible out. Now, Giuly's this review, so obviously 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. Now, playstyle wise, he's got Flair Plus, which I'll get onto later in the video. He's got Finesse, he's got Width, he's got the Technical, he's got the Quick Step, he's got the Relentless, and he's got the Acrobatic as well. Now, on stats, he's got the 88 pace, 83 shooting, got the 81 passing, and also got the 85 dribbling, and again, with the 58 physical. Now, if you do enjoy this video or want to see more, please do subscribe. It generally does mean a lot to my channel at the minute, because it's not doing the best in terms of video quality and stuff like that. So if you could, please do subscribe. And obviously, if you do have any different type of videos you want to see, let me know in the comments down below. I'll try and get around to them as best as possible. But I've got nothing more to say, so I'll see you after the clips for the positive and negatives, and peace. So, on to my other thoughts about the card. Now, this segment I pretty much say what's good, what's bad, what you should and what you shouldn't do, just so you utilize the card as best as possible. Now, first for me is going to be the 4-star skills, 4-star refill. Now, the 4-star skills for me is a minimum necessity this year. Obviously, I do quite like 4-star skills. Obviously, you can do that new skill with the L1 McGeady. Very, very effective one. Very, very nice one this year. So, I do quite like the fact he does have the 4-star skills for stuff like that. Now, the 4-star week for me, overall, quite consistent. I didn't have too many issues overall. The consistency level was just the same as a strong foot, which I'll get onto when I talk about the shooting. But in terms of how consistent it was in comparison to the strong foot, actually wasn't that bad overall. Now, talking to the stats, first is going to do the pace. Now, it does have the quick step, which I really do like on Giuly. Obviously, that's going to keep him accelerating fast in these centre backs really, really well. And obviously, going to make sure they don't get caught very, very easily, because obviously pace is really, really defender side heavy this year, because they can just catch you so fast for some reason, which I think is a little bit daft. So, for that, I'm glad he does have the quick step. Now, the shooting overall for me, like I did mention, the weak foot compared to the strong foot is consistent, but the overall, the shooting is not consistent. He does have the finesse, which I do like, but there was a few things in the shooting which were just too inconsistent for my liking. He would miss a few chances where I would feel like that's just a definite goal, which would go in any other player that I was reviewing. So, for me, it was a little bit frustrating. Maybe it's down to the finishing, maybe it's down to composure, but maybe both of them combined just allowed him not to have these killer chances, which I feel like he should have scored. But that's not his main attribute for me. Now, next for me is the passing. Now, although he does have the whipped and obviously okay crossing, the actual passing itself is not great at all. He can do short passing with that vision as well, but in terms of long passing, you're going to have to keep him on the wing, purely for the fact that he's not really going to be a passer at all. He's going to be getting it down the line with him, obviously utilise that pace, utilise that agility, and then cross it in and stuff like that, because he's not going to be any good for anything else like that. Now, the drilling to me, this, like I just mentioned, is one of his better attributes. Obviously, does have the technical as well. Has really nice stats overall. Obviously, has a really nice body type, being 5'5" as well. So, will be very swift, very agile on the ball, on the wing, and obviously can whip in a nice cross for you if you need that, or maybe can cut himself inside and obviously utilise that finesse instead. There's a few options with his playstyle, which I do quite like about Giuly, but there is a few underlying factors which I don't like about him, which one of them I'll get into now. Now, next to me is going to be the physicality. Although his stamina with that relentless is really nice, which means he'll run the whole game and also extra time, which is very, very nice at the start of the year, because there's not really too many good super subs, or people can't really afford too many super subs, should I say. So, for that, there's a little bit of annoyance, but I'm glad he does have that stamina and obviously that relentless as well. Just to make him keep going for the whole game, you won't need to sub him off. But he is the weakest card I've ever used in FIFA. Now, I don't care if I've had people with less strength, like Insigne or something like that, but this Giuly is just so incredibly weak, and he gets pushed over by everyone. Now, what does annoy me is he has really good balance, so you would think he would have a little bit of counteraction to it, but unfortunately he just gets pushed off way too easily, and I've had a lot of chances where I'm through goal, like a Rudiger or like a Ruben Diaz or something like that, somewhere like Bruiser or really high strength will come along, even get just a little touch on him, and they go flying, so it's a little bit frustrating for me overall, and it was his main negative about the card. Now, onto my overall scores. Now, if you don't know how to segment works, I pretty much like each individual stat, a score out of 10, and I also give an overall score and a value for coins, just so you're getting some more detail on the card. Now, first for me is going to be the pace. Now, overall for the pace, I'm going to give it to 8.5 out of 10. Don't get me wrong, with the quick step, with the acceleration, he's definitely a fast card, and obviously, he does need to be being a short winger. You have to have some kind of attribute to beat your man, so that is what his main attribute, or one of the main attributes, should I say, is to beat the winger, and obviously, that quick step is massive on the card, because a lot of cards with similar pace without the quick step definitely don't feel as fast, so that's really nice about him. Now, the shooting for me overall, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now, reason being, obviously, he's got the finesse, which I do really like, and the shot power is decent, but like I did mention, that composure and the finishing combined, he just would miss a few chances here and there. Now, I get what people are going to say, he's a winger, he doesn't need that much shooting, but in terms of the card overall, he doesn't have too much going for him overall. So that's why I feel like he does need a little bit of shooting. So obviously have him as like a forward player, you can have him as a shooting. Have him a little bit reliable in everything, to just say. Now, the passing for me, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Although the short passing is good, and same with the vision and crossing, the long passing is a little bit of an issue, and I wish he had maybe like an incisive to unlock the striker, or maybe a tiki-taka to play with the midfielder. Just a little bit more on the card overall to boost up the stats a little bit, because obviously it's not really too much. If you look at the base card itself and look at him in game, there's not too much standout, and obviously he does have the flare plus, which is really restraining. I haven't even mentioned that yet in the video. The flare plus is the most annoying part about him. Flare plus is the most useless playstyle plus in the game. I would rather him Bruiser as a striker than have flare. Sorry, it's just so annoying. And I wish it was maybe like the finesse instead, or the quick step instead. I would make him a lot better card than what he currently is. But unfortunately for me, I'm going to have to live with that. So, next to me is going to be the dribbling. Now, overall the dribbling, I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10. Definitely one of his better attributes. Obviously, he's got the technical with decent agility, okay dribbling stats, and overall, it's one of his better attributes for the card. And obviously, being 5'5", got a quite nice body type to go with it. Now, next up for me is his physicality. Now, like I already mentioned, that stamina is good, so I'm going to leave that for now. The physicality-wise, though, I'm not going to leave it. This is his main downside on the card. Obviously, a lot of cards of this height have very similar strength and that, but they don't really feel as weak. I don't know what it is about Giuly. He just feels incredibly weak in the 50-50s, and I get he's not meant to be strong, but there's a difference between not meaning to be strong and at least holding your own for a little bit of a second or something like that, so you can pass the ball off, or maybe turn around with it and stuff like that. Now, on overall score and value for coins then for me. So first for me, it's going to be the overall score. Now, for me, I'm going to give him an 8.2 out of 10. He's got good attributes like the pace, like the dribbling. Overall, the shooting can be good, especially with that finesse. But he does have some underlying factors, like I've mentioned a lot in this video. So, on value for coins, then he is literally 90k. So, I cannot complain with that. Although I've slandered this card a lot in this video, there is a lot of things that are going for this card to make him good for 90,000 coins. And obviously, he's French, he's a hero, he gets a lot of links to him. So, for me, I'm going to give the card 8 out of 10 value for coins. It is still a good card for 90k, considering that a lot of the heroes cost like 300, 400k for 90k, and he's got a lot of consistent attributes without the card. I know he's very weak in that, but he's got very nice consistent attributes. So if you're doing the cheap winger to pick up, obviously with a lot of links, he is definitely a go-to guy. But that's all my video. As always, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, Please do subscribe, like I said at the start, it really does mean a lot to my channel. Now, again, like I said, if you do have any different type of videos you want me to try out, please let me know down in the comments down below. Obviously, I can't do it unless you let me know. So if you do, I do greatly appreciate that, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.